not sure how easy it is to see on camera. This is a untouched tile, right? And these are the ones they got. The whole wall's like this. It's got some haze over it, which is normal, but we want to get rid of it before we do any kind of sealer or anything. And it doesn't really polish off easily. I thought maybe a microfiber would take it off, but it didn't. So we want stuff to be dry. Yeah, it doesn't really touch it. It leaves the haze there. So we got to figure out. There's a couple like chemical haze removers we can go get at the store if we really have to. But I've got so many chemicals around the house. I got to think something would work. So I'm going to give mineral spirits a try. These are mostly oils. Well, here's a chrome polish. It's abrasive. I'm not sure if we want to do that. What do we have here? Oh. Our C-car fuel. This is all old, so that might do it. I don't want to have something that dissolves the grout either. So, yeah, we'll try the mineral spirits real quick, just with a pad and not smearing it all over the wall, and just see how it looks. Oh, that's a no on the mineral spirits. I did it here, and once it dried back up, it still had kind of like that hazy look to it. So we'll have to figure something else out. Maybe it will be something where we need a very mild abrasive and we just polish it. I have headlight polish. Oh, this time I tried some of this that I just had in the kitchen, stainless steel cleaner. It's an abrasive, a really mild abrasive. And it seems to have done a pretty good job. I guess we'll see a little bit, but I'm not sure if it's real. Yeah, but it definitely looks better. I'm gonna go up in the bathroom where the light will be the same, kind of compare it to what's on the wall as well. But this one clearly looks better than the other 5 on the sheet. I think if we use a proper grout cleaner from this brand, so we know it's not going to damage the grout, well, a haze remover, that's going to be the right answer, right? Is run up to the store, spend 20 bucks or whatever it is, and use their product. But if push comes to shove, we can use a mild abrasive to get them clean. Okay, looks like, yeah, up here in the bathroom, I have to really get my head close, and even then it doesn't really look like haze anymore, and we barely scrubbed it, right? I didn't really give it a lot of effort. So if we have to, we could do Cameo and scrub down the hole. Okay, we got one panel in place. So there's the glass. Got this little screened coating thing, goes to the outside, just so it's easier to clean. That's what the instructions say. And I think it keeps it looking nice from the inside, right? You don't get water and stuff on it. But yeah, it's pretty stout. It's basically just silicone holds it in, and screws hold the rails in. So we're gonna try to do is these bits, this style, they're awful. And what happens is it wears the edge, all the abrasive off of the edge, and then you're just metal and tile, and it doesn't cut. We try keeping it cool and everything, and they're garbage. So what I do have is these quad tip guys work pretty well. So here's that quad tip bit, and it kind of pokes through the membrane and into the foam, but it doesn't go all the way through. So we're calling that good and filling the holes with silicone. It should be fine. So when we put these in, we're bringing the glass in without the rails, and we just set it down, because I know my curb is perfectly level. We already did that and checked it. So you can set it flat on the curb, butt it up against the wall, and we're taking tape and just marking the edges. So we'll mark up here how high up it is, we'll mark down here how far out it is. So that one, wasn't perfect. You can see at the top, it comes out at the bottom, and there would have been a gap if the guide or if the rail didn't hide it, and that's fine. So we'll do the same thing over here to make sure we can cut our bottom piece, so I can do it like this and have a little bit of the glass hang out so that it doesn't have metal hanging out. There we go. So this one's all screwed in. These to the wall we went through, and so it could get into wood and be nice and strong. Then you just fill this beads of silicone inside, and then strips this plastic stuff. You're supposed to use this to level it if your floor's not level. So what I'm doing is they want you to put one down anyway, so I'm putting them over the screw holes just in case there's metal sticking up. It should help protect it. I'll have to flatten that with a screwdriver, but yeah, we're well on our way. One more piece to set in and we're done with glass. There we go. So both glass panes are in. I ended up I like it on the outside like this instead of centered. This one we want centered so there's room for the toilet, but then because of how far out it came, we didn't order glass made to size, because that would have been like $1,000 each. Yeah, it gives you more room inside. Everything's in place, and it's looking pretty good. Next step will be, I got some acidic cleaner. Try cleaning the haze off of these test tiles first. If it works well, we'll clean all these up, make sure they're nice and clean. Then we'll silicone everything, and then we'll do our sealer. Yeah, I think that's the right order to do it. You don't want to seal it and then put silicone down, because it'll have trouble sticking. Well, now that the mower's back together, it needs tires. That one tire, went flat, and then it tipped enough that the fuel started leaking out of the tank. So we'll deal with that during the week. But we need to figure out what to do about tile. So this way, right? Yeah, this is the one that I sanded really is what it is. I used that Cameo stainless steel cleaner, and it seemed to do a pretty good job. On this side, I tried 800 grit sandpaper, and I can feel a difference, and you can see around these holes where it really made it more, it took the haze away, but it made it more frosty. We want it less frosty. So these 4 have still been untouched. We were at Menards, and I just grabbed whatever their acidic cleaner was, figuring it's going to be comparable to the Map-Ice stuff. And we're testing it out anyway. If it screws something up, then who cares? But yeah, they want you to mix this 3 to 1, and then there's directions somewhere, but you let it sit on there for a little while before scrubbing it. So we're going to go ahead and we'll rinse this off in water and use it as our scrub pad with this acid. Do maybe a couple minute wait, and then they want you to rinse it off. So my thought is, the shower is technically waterproof. I don't know that I really want to spray the whole thing down, but I could just rinse it all down the drain, and then give it a day to dry out before putting silicone in. Then I give it another day and start doing the sealer. So we'll think about the order we want to do things. We may be able to get away with sponging it off as a rinse, but I think why not just hook the wand up and just hose the thing down. Okay, so I put 3 caps of water from the hose in here and 1 cap of acid. That's the strongest ratio, it says, for heavy stains or whatever the hell you're trying to clean up. And they say 3 to 5 minutes, keep the surface wet, don't let it dry off, and agitate occasionally. So I think what we'll do is we'll just do the 3 minutes. We'll do the minimum, and we'll just give it a little scrub every minute, because what I'm guessing is I can put this on the wall and do 1 wall at a time, scrub the whole wall down 2 or 3 times, take 60 seconds and just do the whole wall. And then by the time we're at the bottom, start back up at the top and make sure I'm keeping it wet. Yeah. Okay, that's been 3 minutes. We have 1 last little scrub. It never really acted like it was going to dry out, so I think we have enough on there, and this really took very little, so it's not going to take much of this stuff to do the whole bathroom, well, the whole shower, that is. But, it kind of has the grout a little yellowy. Hopefully it's just because it's wet, and it's just this solution, and when we rinse it off and it dries, it turns white. We'll see. It's good to wear the gloves, but you got to remember that once the acid's on your gloves, that don't touch stuff, don't go grabbing your junk, things like that. I already have the hose running. They say to use a neutral cleaner to neutralize the acid, but we all know that you can neutralize acid by just putting a crap ton of water on it. Yeah, for sure, that's neutralized. There's no acid left. So get this in there, clean out that bucket and that sponge too. Looks good when it's wet. And what do we do when we want to make sure things are dry? We apply moderate amounts of heat. There we go. I'm not sure if it'll show up on the tape, but you can see the moisture, the edge go away the same way when I do the car parts before we rust proof them. So, how's it look? How's it look? They look uniform. Well, possibly slightly etched, because what I'm getting is the divots here, the spots that I didn't scrub, they're more clear the same way it was with this 800 grit. So maybe that acid's too strong and then it etches the glass. But they are all even. Some angles though, that I'm not sure how I feel about that. I think what we might want to do is get a non-acidic cleaner, because this doesn't list glass on it, right? It lists everything else, but not glass. Non-polished natural stone. They don't even want you using unpolished stuff, so may have gone a little too heavy for our needs. Yep. We'll get a non-acid cleaner and then just go for the gold.